The UK is the 6th largest economy in the world, but you wouldn't know it. Our public services are crumbling, NHS waiting lists are at a record high, and the economy lurches from one Tory-inflicted crisis to another, with millions of working people struggling to pay bills. Since the Conservatives came to power in 2010, life for working people and their families has got more and more difficult. Of course, not everyone is worse off now than they were in 2010. While Tory policies have deliberately made life so much harder for working people, the top 10% have increased their wealth by over 70%. But increased inequality isn't the Tories' only achievement. They've also shown themselves to be more concerned with infighting and internal party politics than helping the working people of this country.
We've had 5 different Conservative Prime Ministers in 14 years, with each one trying to pretend they're different and that things have changed. And we know that's just not true. And we know the only way to get real change is through a Labour government, delivering policies that will improve the lives of our members and their families. Crucially for Usdaw members and for working people across the country, Labour have committed to the introduction of the New Deal for Working People as one of their priorities in government. Through the New Deal, a Labour government will deliver the improvements to working life that Usdaw members have been calling for. Labour will work to end the job insecurity, fear and uncertainty that so many working people have had to endure over the last 14 years.
There it is, 10 o'clock, and we say a landslide is likely.
The last time Labour were in government, they introduced the national minimum wage. The next Labour government will make sure that the minimum wage becomes a real living wage. And they'll change the rules so that anyone aged 18 or over will be entitled to the same rate. Under a Labour government, British workers will have greater rights from day one, including protection from unfair dismissal immediately. Unscrupulous employers will no longer be able to use exploitative zero-hour contracts, and anyone working regular hours for 12 weeks or more will gain a right to a fair contract that reflects those hours. Labour will also force employers to compensate workers when not enough notice is given to change or cancel shifts. In addition, a Labour government will also outlaw the disgraceful practice of fire and rehire, strengthen protections against redundancy and take action to close the gender, ethnicity and disability pay gap. Labour's New Deal for Working People will deliver the changes in terms and conditions that Usdaw has been campaigning for. And Labour's plans don't stop there.
In response to our Freedom from Fear campaign, Labour will go much further than the Tories, not only making it a specific offence to assault a retail worker, but investing in better community policing and strengthening the rules around shoplifting. But these policies and other Labour policies that will benefit our members and their families will only happen if we get a Labour government. Labour are ahead in the polls right now, but we can't afford to be complacent. The Tories are desperate to cling to power, and they have the backing of the super rich and most of the media. They will do anything they can to destroy Labour, using every underhand trick in the book.
So, if we want to see a New Deal for working people, if we want the cost of living crisis addressed, if we want greater protection for retail workers, we need a Labour government. And it's up to us to get out there and make that happen. Campaigning is underway throughout the country, but there are certain seats that could prove crucial in deciding whether or not the next general election produces a Labour government. Usdaw's key seat strategy has identified 23 key seats that we believe are winnable and could make the difference for Labour. But that will only happen if you join the Usdaw campaign teams already out there putting in the work on the streets. By focusing our efforts on these seats, we can increase the impact of our campaign activity and increase our impact on the result. Labour Party candidates and Usdaw activists in these key seats are standing by to offer practical help and support to build the skills, knowledge and confidence of any Usdaw member who wants to get involved.
No strategy can be successful without people playing their part. And this is where you can make a crucial difference. The more volunteers we get, the more sustainable our efforts will be, and the better chance we have of delivering a win for Labour. Modern election campaigns are fought in many ways: on social media, by word of mouth, and on television. But ultimately, campaigns are still won on the ground, with activists going door to door, delivering leaflets, speaking with people, and making the case for a Labour government.
You can help with all of this. Usdaw's key seat coordinators and regional political committees have been building campaign teams in each of the union's key seats. The stage is set, but we need more volunteers. Volunteers to deliver the strategy and a Labour victory. The coming election is a chance to finally get rid of the Tories and secure a Labour government that will work to make life better for our members, their families, and working people up and down the country.
This is an opportunity we cannot let pass. A Labour victory is within sight. A better future could be just around the corner.
But it is not going to happen unless we get out and make it happen.